The benefits to a company for good corporate governance are manifold aside from just valuation and access to finance. As examples, for one technology company, profitability actually increased by 20% through operating efficiencies, starting with improvements at the board level and changes streamlining in the company's management control. For an energy service company, increased project risk management activities and board oversight and control ultimately led to better decision making. Prior to the corporate governance improvement plan, new project assessment was just given an automatic risk rating of 30% because there was less visibility in assessing and documenting the risk through the stages of new project development. For another company, the improved broad board structure and oversight helped address strategy setting, which led the company to focus on its core high-value products, culling other product offerings which proved to be a diversion to management and a drain on resources. Rather than go through several other examples, allow me to share my personal experience in an investment we made in a bank about 2 years ago. To begin with, prior to our investment in that bank, it had the mandated regulatory corporate governance manual in place, a 50-member board, members of which possess a good balance of skills and expertise. Nevertheless, we did conduct a corporate governance assessment and had put forward a corporate governance improvement plan, which was an integral part of our appraisal process and investment documentation. The bank did go through the corporate governance improvement plan internally, and in the process, established a corporate governance department and enhanced the corporate governance manual towards best practices, looking into board composition and related party policies, just to name a few. And as a result, the bank developed and adopted a related policy, transaction policy, with heightened standards, including vetting of related party transactions at the audit committee level before they are elevated to the board, and having the board of directors who have an interest in a transaction abstain from voting on related party transactions. To a certain extent, the bank limited the involvement of outside board seats for its board members to ensure directors had the proper bandwidth to address the requirements of their position and committees. This bank enhanced its internet site and in so doing improved on company disclosures. The bank accelerated the write-down of deferred losses, which in the past resulted in a qualified opinion. The qualified opinion diverted investors' attention from the bank's key investment highlights and its business accomplishments. And the bank adopted and continues to adopt IT systems to improve credit and portfolio quality. Now, there are a lot of factors which contribute to the successes of this bank, and I don't intend to imply direct causality between the bank's performance and good corporate governance practices. But the facts are that since the IFC has made that investment, the bank received a silver medal award from the Philippine Stock Exchange Corporate Governance Scorecard. The bank was cited by Asia Money as overall best domestic private bank in the Philippines, and by Finance Asia as one of the best managed companies in the mid-cap category. The bank did accelerate the write-down of its deferred charges and gained an unqualified opinion. The non-performing loan ratio dramatically dropped since the time of our investment from 3.3% to 1.9%. And more importantly, there was improved access to capital as this bank raised over $200 million in common equity. This was not only from a strategic investor, but the bank broadened its investor base with the participation of some 77 qualified institutional buyers. Since the IFC's investment, notwithstanding the recent sell-off and peso depreciation, this bank's US dollar market cap has gone up by 3 times since the time of our investment. We are, of course, very happy with this outcome. I would like to end my discussion here and by saying that the IFC is supporting the ICD in enhancing its corporate governance scorecard system. I'm sure JJ Moreno and his colleagues can speak more to this. The scorecard is a quantitative tool to measure your specific firm's compliance with the code and or a standard of corporate governance. In my example earlier with the bank investment, IFC would have never been able to come up with a corporate governance improvement plan without doing the diagnostic and without the benefit of a scorecard. As I described earlier, corporate governance is part of an ongoing process, and the scorecard system is designed to have relevant standards. And this should become an effective tool for your strategy and decision making going forward. Thank you and have a good day.